What a phenomenal man.
He ran in Switzerland last night. Obviously, he won. We don't need to say that. He's been winning medals. He's been breaking records. And this man is just making us look bad.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, I can't even run for a bus. I can run a mock. I can run errands. I can run a bar.
But you can't run.
But I can't. I'm not going to get any medals.
The actual running is your problem.
Exactly, but it's my mother's fault. She said, don't medal. So now no medal.
You see, I think they even invented a race for him to break another world record of 300 meters. What is
Next is going to be the 350 meters, 325 meters. They're just going to make things up, but he's just going to smash it anyway. He's doing so well. So I broke a record once.
And?
It was a Beatles record. My daddy wasn't happy.
Guys, a record is something, it's a vinyl thing that you used to play on a
LPs,
turntable.
LPs. Big black thing. I scratched it. It was terrible. My daddy wasn't happy at all.
Oh, then we've got to end on a fairly serious note. A man needed to get rid of fireworks, and this, we're going to be quite serious about this one. Yeah?
Yes, no, he wanted to get rid of bees.
Bees?
Get rid of bees with fireworks.
What?
Yes, because he had bees. Got rid of the bees with fireworks.
Yeah.
Guess where he's from? Yeehaw.
Yeah,
So
you can see he's got a plan in mind.
Should have been the first warning.
I think he organized the bees just to get rid of the fireworks, but he burnt down his garage. I'm like, what? Look at this now. Now the bees are upset because they've got nowhere to live.
They're going to go to his house now.
We've got a word of warning for him. Beware what you do.
Do you see now?
Be careful.
Be careful.
I'm full of cheesy jokes today.
Oh, it's
How
because
do you get rid of the bees with fireworks? It just does not compute at all.
Guys, Wendy House is gone.
Zozo. Oh, man.
Mel.
Oh, Mel, where can we see you live? Because we get withdrawal when you leave,
Well, I'm
man.
actually on for Women's Week at the Comedy Club, and I am on at the Funny Fest this week. Next week.
Cape Town Comedy Club is the one and only place. We absolutely love it. Thank you, guys. Look at that. It's a packed day.
It's my family came to work.
Was that your set? Yeah.
He's not even
Look at them
listening. He's not even
ignoring me.
listening. He's
Obviously, when I was
just eating.
on.
He's not even listening to the comedian.
That's why I was like, I can't. I need another drink for this woman.
The uncle and the cousin, they all know, yeah, exactly.
You really are incomparable. We love you. Thank you for bringing us a little laughter after an insane week. Please be careful out there. Okay, we don't endorse any of the behaviour you see on this show.
Oh, it's just fantastic, like you said. It's fantastic this morning. Well, listen, it seems like just yesterday when we had our gorgeous Mrs. South Africa 2017, Khayelitsha, in our studio, and seeing that this weekend, we'll see the new Mrs. SA contestants compete in the Lifestyle Challenge. We thought it's the perfect opportunity to get Khayelitsha back onto our seats and welcome back to Expresso.
Thank you for having me.
So lovely to see you.
And thanks for being here. I feel like I need to address you as Mrs. Twala. I can't just say Khayelitsha. I've got to say Mrs. Twala. It is appropriate and right to do so. Let's talk about what's going to be happening at this Lifestyle Challenge, because usually when people hear beauty pageants, they just think high heels, they think beautiful dresses, walking on a ramp. But what's going to be happening at this Lifestyle Challenge?
Actually, for me, last year this trip was the highlight of my year. I got to upsail down Paul's Rock, and I mean, I got to really know that I was the brave one. I didn't have that. So the ladies look forward to doing the Suzuki Challenge, where they're going to be changing tires, and it's all about strength. And inner strength, not just the beauty, but really, I think for me, what's inside radiates on the outside. So they're going to be doing a lot of that. Yes, there's going to be costumes and shoots. I mean, it's part of the process. But Mrs. South Africa is a movement about empowering women and finding our power and finding our strength. So this is going to be just an amazing weekend for the ladies.
Oh, it sounds awesome. Yeah. Can't wait to see more about the Lifestyle Challenge. But you mentioned that this past weekend was one of the highlights. Let's just quickly look at your year in review. I mean, you must have had many highlights.
I've had so many. But I think the last time we spoke, Zoe, I was just in awe of just the looks of my children when they look at me, and I still am, and just the support that my husband has given me throughout this year. It has changed our family. You know, it just has such a beautiful ripple effect, this movement, because when you empower women, you empower the whole household, you empower a nation. And so this year, it has been about giving. You know, this week we went to Harib, and we gave blankets to those kids, and just looking at their faces, and immediately when they got those blankets, they hugged themselves and they put them around them. And
beautiful.
you know, it is truly about giving. You know, it just puts everything into perspective, and that is why I love being part of this movement.
And we are truly proud of you and the
Thank
work that you
you.
have done as our Mrs. South Africa.
Thank you so much.
And of course, with this weekend comes a bit of a bittersweet moment. And can I call it that because it signals the end of your reign?
Yes,
So
you really have to say it.
Because I want to know where the road lies from here on forth. And,
Well,
you know...
I'm so excited that even though it's bittersweet, but, you know, having met the girls, I know that there's going to be a wonderful woman who's going to lead our country and become an ambassador and continue where I left off. So that warms my heart. But it's been so exciting because last week, actually, I opened my own salon, a Temi Nail salon.
Oh.
So that's, for me, it's going to be a continuation. I'm going to continue that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So let's see. No,
I need an nail
so you need to come and visit us.
Yes.
Yes.
Would love to. Well,
yeah.
it's so beautiful to see, you know, how you've used your platform and now how you'll continue to use this platform that was given to you. So, Khayelitsha, thank you so much for joining us. I will see you over the weekend at the Lifestyle Challenge. Yes, can't wait to meet all of the ladies. And don't worry, you at home will get to meet them on Monday as well. So do stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
I love the shenanigans. So, guys, we're going to take a very quick ad break. When we return, we're going to chat to the gents from Mapungubwe. Welcome, guys.
Hi, morning.
Keep that chemistry going. Keep that chemistry going, man.
Listen, and then also after the break, we'll quickly bring you an update on the Joburg CBD fire, that building that caused the lives of 7 people. We'll find out exactly what is happening and where those occupants are taking refuge right now.
More from this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
A very warm welcome back. It's a Friday morning and you're tuning to Expresso on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we know that Africa is a rich continent, rich in culture, rich in diversity. And even though we are all trying to explore more of our roots, unfortunately, there are still many stories that are seldomly told. Now, a new documentary called Mapungubwe, Echoes in the Valley, is not only shining a light on the history of African civilization, but also raises the bar in terms of historical visual documentation. Take a look at this.
Long before they came to the hills, our footsteps shaped the landscape, tamed the eland, the zebras, and the hyenas along with the gemsbok. We rode the wind and silenced the hurricane. Look at us, we have been here before.
Many people think that Mapungubwe just mushroomed on its own. It is a pinnacle, the apex of development or civilization.
Oh, exciting stuff indeed. And joining us on the show this morning is Ntantlam Tetra, and we got Tariq Malay as well. Good morning to you, gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Ntantla, I'll start off with you first,
Sure.
and I want you to tell me, as an acclaimed historical documentarian, why you think it was so important to tell the story of Mapungubwe.
Mapungubwe is one of the stories that needs to be told, but I think just to take you back, I'm mainly a researcher, you know, and a storyteller, not necessarily a filmmaker. I'm there by default. But I like to amplify this kind of stories. I mean, this story has been in the pipeline since I worked for Freedom Park, actually. That's where I met Mandla Dube, who's the director, you know. And you'll see in the series that it's not a story that we just did in 2016, you know. It's been a 10-year journey, you know. So when I do stories now, I have a son, you know, a teenage son. So I do stories for them as well, you know. They don't know about that history. So I like to bring that history into...
Yeah. And it's important to make sure that that history is accurately told. And I guess that's why over this 10-year period, while you were making this film, there's been so many different people involved, from archaeologists. We've had South African orators, academics, writers, historians, all involved. Why would you say, Tariq, is it so important to have the viewpoint of so many different individuals?
I think my starting point is, if I go to any museum in South Africa, and it's talking about pre-colonial African history, it's simply archaeology. There's no museum that you can go to see the social history of Africans in any of our museums. Our universities are more Euroversities than universities. So for us, oral history, the history of naming, genetics, archaeology, anthropology, history, genealogy, all of these disciplines, interdisciplinary approach is important to being able to bring up from the underground what should be above ground. We have a marvelous history prior to colonialism.
And I think you touch on a very important point there, because there are a lot of people who will be watching it from that point of view with a very keen eye about how this addresses the issue of the story, the African story as told by colonial rule, as told by the victors of history. So how far does this documentary go in addressing that?
One of the main points we try to focus on is, as Tariq was mentioning, all these academics. Our history has always been told in that kind of prism, but in this documentary we let people tell the story. You know, people who lived in Mapungubwe, the descendants of Mapungubwe. That's why we call it Echoes in the Valley, because sometimes those voices are not amplified. You know, so we're trying to give a space. I mean, there's a lady, actually, one of the characters there, who said our history, because you know, academics will say, where's the record? You know, show us where's the record.
The proof,
But I found out, this was a learning curve for me as well, you know, that our totems, our own history, this is genealogy, you know, totems are like that, you know, those are the record. You know, that's one of the things. And I like to commend as well SABC, especially the team that work with us. They were so understanding, you know, when we put ideas forward. So yeah, I mean, for instance, we planning to print a booklet, because we just don't want this story to end on television. You know, we need to take it across the schools, and so that most people can learn about this.
Start teaching our history from our point of view, so we can tell our stories.
I mean, your cameraman was asking, Mapungubwe, what's that? You know?
I mean, that's shocking, Prosper. That's shocking. Don't ever ask that question again. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here and for taking that stance of telling our stories. And of course, you at home can catch all the history and significance of Mapungubwe Echoes in the Valley on Sunday at 9:30 p.m. And that you can catch on SABC3.
Now, after that discussion and taking in the view behind me, I can certainly say local is indeed lekker. But in fact, that phrase is applicable just about anywhere. Why? Because the best way to connect with the community is through the eyes and hearts of the locals. And one very novel approach is connecting with the community by hosting meals in real homes. And it's happening in a place you might not necessarily expect, the township of Khayelitsha.
Dine with Khayelitsha is a platform that showcases township life and ignites social dialogue through dinners hosted in households within the community.
The objective of the dinners Dine with Khayelitsha is actually unite people and create a space whereby they'll be learning and teaching, That's kind of like a lifetime experience, for anyone. And try by always to actually build relationships that will last longer, because from there, I think both places will actually benefit.
Since 2015, dinners have been hosted in over 100 households and facilitated conversations on issues from economic change to maintaining hope in the face of adversity, bringing together different races and visitors from abroad.
I joined the Dine team in 2016. Then I volunteered myself to host by my house. Then we usually host a group of people or group of tourists to come here. It's a giving back to the community because we're doing this for our community. We don't get anything but to help our society and to change the minds of the people to see that even white people, they can come to our location and see. We are young entrepreneurs and we welcome our people in our homes, and we love to have people, and I wish to have more people to come here.
My experience of the Dine with Khayelitsha has been a forum and a space by which not only foreigners but local South Africans and Cape Townians can come and discuss a pretty complex, nuanced racial history that we all share, frankly, on a global level, and meet people of different socioeconomic backgrounds and have conversations that they probably wouldn't otherwise have in certain contexts.
What I can take out of an experience like this is firstly to show humility, to learn, and to learn you need to listen. And I'm learning a lot about how similar we are in terms of being South African and sharing in this really crazy country that we live in, and how important it is to reach out a hand and open your door and be neighborly. It's important.
The word of mouth actually has put us where we are today, because even when we started from nothing. So we kind of use our own innovative ways to actually take what's in front of us and kind of make this change happen. Then from there, we grew and grew and grew, and word of mouth was just doing all the work for us. And I'd like to encourage people to actually come to these dinners, because it's a lifetime experience. You get people who will say that, I didn't know where to go. I want to actually go over the bridge and build this bridge, go over it, and actually kind of find ways to actually be part of the change. Then that's a lifetime experience for anyone.
It's a taste of home, a serving of great conversation, and a feast of African culture. Dine with Khayelitsha is a dinner where the tummy, mind, and heart are truly satisfied.
Absolutely love that. What a great initiative. Right now, though, it's on to a rather serious note. The Cape York building in Johannesburg CBD, it caught light this past Wednesday, claiming 7 lives, including one of a man who attempted to jump to safety. And this morning, we are joined on the line by Karabo Tladima, media specialist in the private office of the Executive Mayor, to tell us a little bit more about the situation. Karabo, good morning.
Morning, Evan. Thank you for having me on your show, and hello to all your listeners.
Thank you very much. Lovely to have you joining us. Are there any updates currently on the survivors of the fire, and where are the displaced residents of the fire taking refuge at the moment?
Yes, there are. Firstly, the city would like to express its deepest condolences to the families of the 7 residents who lost their lives. I mean, it's really tragic. And what's more heartbreaking are the living conditions they lived in before they died. There was absolutely no dignity. And it really is a scary thought to think that some of our residents are living in those conditions, and to die in those conditions is even more tragic. So we're terribly saddened by the loss of lives. There are 341 survivors, including 21 children. And what the city has been doing is, because we have a housing backlog of about 300,000 houses, so we're already we don't have accommodation. But what we've done is identified a piece of land near Wembley Stadium, where the Department of Social Development has organized, and the Disaster Management Unit have organized tents and working with SASA, who provided blankets as well as Meals on Wheels for food, and the food bank, like organizing breakfast in the form of oats. It's basically been a multi-organization approach to dealing with this emergency. So our people have been moved there. Actually, yesterday there were negotiations with the leaders because we need to get their permission to move them first.
Yeah.
So that's still ongoing. I think they've been moved actually, because that was last night. That was the update last night. So they'll be staying there until they can be assisted, because the building has actually been declared a crime zone, a crime scene. So nobody can go in or out. And also the building has also been declared unsafe. So we need to work with provincial and national government and coming up with a long-term solution in terms of housing, because I mean the building to begin with was not it was an unsanitary place for human beings to live in, and now because of the fire it's become more dilapidated. So we're working on a longer-term solution for that housing need.
Yeah, no, we definitely, we're dealing with people's livelihoods here, and I'm glad to see that you are taking the necessary steps just to support these people. You mentioned briefly, but what are the current plans in terms of repairing the damage to the building, and what are the residents' plans with regards to occupying the building once again, or reoccupying?
So if a building is declared unsanitary, so that means no human being can live there. And I think we have about 85. We're doing an audit of all the city's abandoned and hijacked buildings, and we have about 85 of those and counting. And what's really terrible is the living conditions inside. I mean, some buildings have shacks inside of them. I mean, people are living near rubbish and rubble, and that really shouldn't be. So, and obviously because as a city we don't have enough budget for to provide housing for everyone. So what the city is doing an audit of all the hijacked buildings, as well as the people living in them, so that we know how to help them. So we're doing demographics, so how old are the people there, what are their ages, where do they work at all, do they get an income, and the city has a variety of strategies, because I mean this is a long-term problem. I mean, this has been going on for about 15 to 20 years, and obviously this shows that it needs a longer-term approach, because I mean these will keep happening if the city doesn't actually implement a strategy that actually is longer-term based. So we can't. The city is trying to not be very. It's not trying to be very active, but strategic and thinking about the long-term solutions. So because of the housing backlog, we've allocated 9.5 billion for the provision of more shelters for displaced people, and we also plan to develop about 200 transitional housing units in the inner city in the next financial year, and about 1,000 over the medium term, because that will help also in terms of emergency situations where we can actually provide people with proper shelter. That will help. And then what we've also done.
Karabo, I'm going to have to unfortunately stop you there. Thank you very, very much. And also thank you very much for giving us an update and to doing all that you guys are doing to support these the occupants of the building. And all the best for the road that still lies ahead. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. It is Karabo giving us an update on the Joburg CBD fire that claimed the lives of 7 people this past Wednesday.
Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We hang out with little Kian. This is you and son. He's having a good time on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Showing us some karate moves.
Yeah. Listen, when we come back, we talk a brand new local movie called Nul Is Nie Niks Nie. Very excited to hear about it.
Very excited indeed. And then we're going to spend some time in the kitchen. We'll be cooking up some oat caramel and chocolate cups. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to this Friday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And I'm very, very excited because right now we're talking new local film. It's called Nul Is Nie Niks Nie, and it's a heartwarming and darkly amusing new film about life, about death, and everything in between. Now, before we chat to the producer and a cast member, let's quickly take a look at the film.
Is nou nie asof ek kies om soos Powder te lyk nie. Ek gaan 'n fliek maak. 'n Zombie-fliek. Wil jy daarin wees? Ek hou nie van zombies nie. Zombies is awesome. My ma sê jou ma was die beste aktrises in die land. Jy's 10 in 'n natural.
Middagoender.
Daar's nie 'n manier nie.
Maar ek voel nie siek nie.
Maar jy is siek.
3, 2, 1, action.
Action, indeed. Oh, well, joining us is the film's producer, Stefan Enslin, and also Marissa Drummond. And thank you very much for joining us this morning. This is very exciting.
Yeah, no, it is. Thanks for having us.
The first thing you see when you look at the trailer is these two kids that look like they are the driving force behind the story.
Yeah.
Casting children in a lead role can sometimes be a bit of a risk. So why the decision to do that, Stefan?
Well, I think it's, you know, we were really looking forward to this challenge. And it's also to discover new talent, you know, from a very, very young age. And we auditioned roughly 500 children.
Okay.
So it was a very lengthy process.
Yeah.
And, you know, from these 500 children, we discovered these two boys and then Dania de Villiers. You know, if you watch this film, you will see that we discovered the absolute best of the best.
I cannot wait to see it. And Marissa, it must have been a pleasure for you to play the part of Barbara, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell me about how challenging that role was for you, if it was challenging, about the different aspects of being part of this film.
For sure. I play Barbara, Drickus' mother. Drickus struggles, or he's been diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease. And it's a type of cancer in kids. And Barbara is like, I would believe, any type of mother who would want to protect her child as much as she can. And as a mother myself, it's difficult to sit and watch your child's health deteriorate, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. The subject matter for me, it's always been close to my heart, dealing with cancer. I'm a big supporter of cancer, and just doing my prep work for this movie. It's coming from a mother's point of view.
Yeah. And that's one aspect of it, the mother relationship with the boy. Of course, the issue of cancer. There's marriage as well as a theme that runs through the movie, friendship, death. So it covers a broad spectrum. So do you think it'll help with the appeal of the movie for everyone?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. And you know what? It's I think for myself and thinking back to when I was a youngster, you know, it was the filmmaking thing. It's just to show children, listen, you can still have fun. You know, enjoy life. There's hope. You know, and the paradox is actually in this film is, even though Drickus is dying, he's got this willingness and this
drive.
Yeah, this drive
push
to
this
live.
little dorpie into life.
Even his sense of humor, that first line is dis is like soos powder lyk nie.
Yeah, precies.
I mean, you love that kind of line that he has.
And where everybody around him still has so much to live for, but inside they feel like they're dying.
They are dying.
And he's giving that hope, you know.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, Katlego, it's not only a kids' movie. Even though the driving force is with these three youngsters and the three of them dealing with different aspects in life, it's such a global language that it will touch the lives of young and old. I took my 5-year-old to the premiere, and she loved it. She understood every bit. But then, different age spectrum. Like I said, it's a global language. It's written in a language so that we can reach different age markets.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to the results that are going to come out of this. It's a beautiful thing, and I think more so for us, the fact that it's coming out of our own backyard, and we are so proud of you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. Oh, my word. So do go out there and check it out. Brand new local film called Nul Is Nie Niks Nie. And of course, when you've watched it, let us know what you think about it on our social media platforms. Use #ExpressoShow.
Yeah, man, go out, support local. Right now, we jump into the kitchen for a delicious recipe with the lovely Claire Ellen and my boy, little Kian, who's here. Who's
happy helper.
Yeah, we're not going to have any peanuts left if we don't start cooking soon. But you know what? The school holidays is in full swing, and a lot of parents might be finding it a little bit difficult, how to keep the kids entertained. One way to do so is to involve them in awesome recipes in the kitchen, like this one. We're making oat caramel and chocolate cups. It's going to be amazing. Does that look delicious?
Good, hey?
Huh? Very excited.
So this is a great recipe for kids. We're using the Jungle Oats Oats Are Easy chocolate flavor.
You like that, don't you?
So will you put that for me in the food processor? You can be my happy helper.
Put it in there. And of course, we're using the chocolate flavor. It's going to be just adding that extra chocolatey goodness to this cups as well.
To our base.
Yeah, and it's also what's nice is sustained energy, which will mean by eating this, the kids will have that nice sustained energy throughout the course of the day. No energy spikes, which is
Very good.
Ooh, all of that.
The last one's in there. We can put it in. And we've got some cashew nut butter.
Nice.
Now you can use any nut butter you'd like. If you have what you have at home. We're using cashew nuts today.
All right.
There. And then we've got some coconut oil. You want to pour that in for me?
Be careful now.
There we go. Pour it in. So we've got the dates, our chopped pitted dates, and then we've got the butter, the coconut oil, and our Oats Are Easy. This is going to become a gluten-free base, which is great.
Good
with
job.
Little nuggets of chocolate.
Yeah.
There we go.
All of that's in there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Every last drop counts.
There we go. Every last drop. You're going to be a great chef. Okay.
It's dropping off the plate.
It's okay.
There we go.
And
hold it nicely. Hold it. There we go. Oh, and look at all that chocolatey goodness, eh? And of course, it's also, when you're talking about oats, it's packed with your essential vitamins, your iron, your oat fiber to aid digestion. So it's really a healthy little treat for your kids as well.
Perfect. So, thank you. So the dough is made. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one aside because what you need to do is wrap this in some cling wrap and put it in the fridge for 15 minutes. But we've done that already.
So that's what it
our
comes
base,
out as,
and
eh?
This is what it looks like. So if you can take a little ball for me.
Okay, let's see how this works.
Dad can take one.
I'll take one as well.
And then what we're going to do is, in a lined muffin tin,
Okay.
Don't eat the dough. What we're going to do is we're going to pop in our muffin cases and we're going to make little cups. So you want a little well in the center to fill up with our filling. And our little cups here are going to be perfect. If you don't have any of the paper cups, what you can do is you can use some coconut oil and just line the tin.
Okay.
You want to
Come, get it in there.
Get involved.
Get it in there, boy. There we go.
And then what I'm going to fill these little cups with is some homemade caramel. You can use some store-bought caramel.
Ooh.
Have some fun. If you wanted to do a sugar-free version, you can use any of your favorite treats at home.
Okay.
It's looking so good.
Well done, boy.
Good job. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up with some
nice
caramel. How's it taste? Base got a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So this is the great thing, eh? I think this recipe, all the ingredients will be done if we don't look after this beforehand.
Hey, tell me, how does my caramel taste? Okay, so we're going to get that one in the middle. And
Ooh,
Dad's
nice.
one. And then I've got
nice, boy?
Is it good? Thumbs up. And then I've got
Awesome.
some melted chocolate over here.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yum.
Ooh, yummy. What we're going to do is we're going to top these and basically encase our caramel with chocolate. Yum. So it's going to be almost like a little bit of a Hershey's, makes me think of a Hershey's cupcake, but instead of filled with peanut butter, it's going to be filled.
Awesome.
Caramel.
Now listen, SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to get your hands on this beautiful recipe. That's jungle to 33728, and you get your hands on the recipe for the oat caramel and chocolate cups we are making this morning. Beautifully delicious little dessert. Kian is being spoiled with breakfast this morning, hey? We're looking after you this morning, Kian. You can take the spoon. You can take the spoon.
You can take the spoon.
But if you missed any of those steps, here they are one more time.
In a blender, combine Jungle Oats So Easy and dates, then blend until fine. Add the nut butter and coconut oil, then pulse until combined. Line muffin tin with cases, then press in the oat mixture. Fill with caramel, then top with melted chocolate. Sprinkle with nuts, then refrigerate until set. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to expressoshow.com. SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs, T's and C's apply.
So So the keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728. But we got a great competition for you this morning as well. Jungle Oats is giving you the chance to win your share of 1 million rand. All right. So simply buy any 2 Jungle Oats products, one of which must be either the Instant, the Oats So Easy, or Oat brand. Then you go and dial *121 *4247. That's *121 *4247 hash plus the last 4 digits of the barcode and hash once again to enter. Now this competition closes on the 31st of August this year, 2017, and T's and C's do apply. You can find them on the website jungleoats.co.za. So to finish it off then, we've got the chocolate on there, Kian. Okay, we can eat the peanuts as well.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to top our little cups with some nuts.
You want to do these two?
Yeah. There we go. Put the last one on there for me. And you can use some salted peanuts, which will be quite nice with the balance of the chocolate and the caramel. Pop this into the fridge until the chocolate's set. And then you're going to have these really, really beautiful oat and caramel chocolate cups.
Awesome. And once again, you can either make this with milk chocolate or dark chocolate, whatever your fancy. White chocolate we've used earlier on as well.
Absolutely. And you can fill it with peanut butter if you wanted to do something different.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome stuff. That keyword one more time is jungle. SMS that to 33728.
Jungle, the natural energy champion.
That's like the most engaged he's been all morning.
Chocolate got him, man.
Chocolate got him. But one thing which will surely get him one day is, of course, the cost of living, unexpected costs, rising costs, more costs and more costs, just things we cannot control. But this savings month, we are all about, of course, getting you financially fit and, of course, to save as much as we can and where we can. Yeah. And when we're already paying so much for our bills, our debt, and our interest rates on those bills and all the other things that come along with that, the last thing you need is unnecessarily high banking fees, right?
Completely. It's a good place to start. And this is why we are loving Nedbank's pay-as-you-use account for just R5 a month. It's fully transparent account with everything that you need. It keeps you in control of what you pay for and for what you use, and all that for just R5 a month. That is nominal. And because we're determined to save this month, we've made it really easy for you to find out more, to get you signed up as well. All you have to do is SMS NetPayU to 30755. You'll receive all of the information that you need. SMSs are free, and the terms and conditions, they can all be found on nedbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Well, listen, we're not ready to say goodbye yet, so stick around. We have breakdancing champ B-Boy Meaty in studio with us. He's going to perform for us after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh man, we're having such a jewel on your feel-good Friday this morning. Hope you're having a fun time with us as well. Right now, though, a chance for you to win and head to the movies. Now, Spider-Man, of course, we know it. He has thrilled audiences for decades, and the latest installment in the franchise is set to do the exact same thing. Now, after a stint with the Avengers, a young Spider-Man returns home and tries to fall back into normal life with his newfound identity. But when a new villain emerges, everything that Peter holds most important is threatened.
We know the drill by now, so you can see the wall-crawling superhero in action with Spider-Man Homecoming. Homecoming at New Metro's 4DX cinemas, combining 3D visuals, Dolby 7.1 surround sound, along with enhanced real-life effects like wind, water, moving seats, and so much more. And you can catch it at the V&A Waterfront in Cape Town, the Pavilion in Durbs, Mennon Park in Pretoria, and of course Hyde Park and the newly opened Emperor's Palace in Johannesburg.
Very, very exciting. Now stand a chance to win and see Spider-Man Homecoming in 4DX. Simply SMS the keyword Spider-Man plus your name and city to 40675. And remember, you need to add the city in which you're able to watch the screening.
And we're going to answer the question, will Peter Parker be able to balance his life at high school with his career as the web-slinging superhero? Well, we're going to find out in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
All right, check it out. This morning we're joined by a man who's the annual Red Bull BC1 breakdance competition champion. His friends call him B-Boy Meaty, right? B-Boy Meaty. Man, listen. Okay, let me just give you some stats. This guy's been dancing for 14 years, 9 of those professionally, and he has been dominating on the scene. He's going to take us into a Friday dance that you've never seen before. But B-Boy Meaty, tell me about B-Boy Meaty. Where did that come from, dude?
You know, our friends are, sometimes you play around with your name, and next thing you know, you have a nickname. And I guess that's how it was, because my name is Dimitri.
Yes.
But I mean, that's not going to last
long.
Yo,
Dimitri's the B-Boy Meaty.
Exactly.
What? I don't know.
Here we go.
But what has breakdancing done for you personally? Obviously, professionally, it's seen you travel all around the world. You've taken part in killer competitions. We're seeing some of your highlights over there. But what has it done for you as a person?
Personally, it actually shaped my personality. It shaped me as who I am.
Yeah.
It has given me a way of thinking, and it just changed the whole perspective of how I view life as well.
Yeah.
Because of the consciousness of hip-hop.
Consciousness of hip-hop, because I mean, hip-hop is a culture that is, I think, determined a lot of what we see in the world today. You've danced against some of the best, man, in the world, right? You've seen them, you've seen what they do. How do you think our dancers here in South Africa compare to what you see out there in the world?
I mean, there'll always be, realistically, there will always be people that's always a step ahead, and the rest will obviously follow and change it while they follow in a new direction. For us, personally, we at the point where we're still progressing, steadily forward. We are progressing. And eventually we will definitely, like there is road talent that has succeeded, in the past. So, I mean, we continuing.
I love the fact that you're doing it, man. You can follow him at B-Boy Meaty on social media. Listen, before you do your thing, I'm always about learning. Earlier on this week, I learned about crumping. I can do that. Got that on lock, okay? But can you... Why are you laughing like that, man? Listen, you first show me what you can do, and then afterwards I'm gonna just like take from what you do, and then I'm gonna try and replicate it. Let's go, okay. I've got that too, man. Listen, I got this on lock. You know what you know about this scene. Been doing it too. I just don't have a beanie like this. That's cool though. Guys, come in here. Round of applause for B-Boy Meaty. Good luck with the career going forward, man, and may you carry on inspiring many of our youngsters to keep on pursuing their dreams just like you are, man.
Thank you.
All right, man.
That was insane, man.
Can you show us some breakdancing?
You gonna break it down?
Drop that beat. Can you show us?
Up.
Hey? Come on. Here we go. Like this. Hey. We'll get there.
Oh, what an incredible week. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Bibo Midi, thank you so much. Thank you to you at home. You've made this such a stellar week. What a joy. And the best part is we get to do it all over again on Monday.
Cheers, guys. Keep well.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.